Well, update. The brakes are still crap.
It's been cruising along. Well, we didn't make it.
And man, she's a wreck. What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's another day, and we're back to working on the CR-V. It's my Toyota. I have a lifted 4Runner also. I just went to the junkyard and picked up EK proportion valve, and I got the front brake lines also. I was hoping to get the ones that go up to the master cylinder also, but they were already cut. And then the ones for the rear, they just bolt right in from the CR-V. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get this one mounted onto there. We gotta get all these brake lines off of here. All the ones from the master cylinder all the way over to the ABS pump. We're gonna take the ABS pump out too. I talked about doing this many times, but I just never did it while the motor was out. And now I'm gonna have to fight it a little bit to get it out of this hole over here, but it doesn't touch anything. So hopefully we can get it out. And I'm gonna take all these lines off. These ones right here go to the rear, so we'll keep those, you know, gotta take them out of this block obviously, but we'll keep those there. I got them all out from up here, and now, so right now I just cut these because I was gonna reuse these lines anyway, so I just cut them and then crimped them back to keep from losing all my fluid. Went ahead and got the EK proportion valve bolted on, bolts right on, got the rear lines going into it, and now I just got to put the EK front lines on. That's the EK front lines, so we'll put those on from the proportion valve over to the rubber lines right down there. Okay, and the same thing on this side right down there. I've also got to get the ABS pump unbolted and out of here, because right now it's just sitting down here and it's gonna be in the way. So let's get it undone and get it out of here. Well, the temps started dropping outside, and you can see it's getting dark out there as well. So I went ahead and got a nose up in the shop. Got another second gen over here that I've been putting valve seals on today, so the lift is currently occupied. Got my waste oil heater going back there. You can see it's glowing a little bit red. Feels okay. You know, it's about freezing outside, and the door is still halfway open, and it's keeping me relatively warm. So better to, you know, have a little warmth, and it's knocking the wind off. So thing is a little toasty. So this is just a waste oil heater to have in my shop. Use this waste oil. All right, comes through this, drips it into there. It's got a fan, blows air through those tubes. All right, so it's like a heat exchanger. So it feels really nice over here. And that hair dryer just forces air into there. So it makes it like a forced induction. It's a turbo. It's a turbo for my heater. Feels good though. And I guess if you want to know more about that, then well, check out that video up here, and I'll show you how I made it. It's a little air compressor. Just got a stovepipe coming off the top of it, and it seems to work well. I just got the lines on here. This is just the EK line. The one going to the brake over here is the EK line, and then I just kind of rebent the ones that went to the ABS over to, I guess, the original proportion valve. I rebent one and got it up to here. Seems to fit pretty nice. And then this one, the one with the covering on it, is actually the line went from the ABS to that brake over there previously. Just did it that way. That way I didn't have to flare any lines or anything like that. So it worked out pretty well for me. I could have, you know, obviously went and got a roll of line or got some hard line from the parts store and rebent them to match. You know, overall I think this is decent. Okay, it's not the worst I've seen ever, but it's definitely not the best I've seen. Not my best product, but it's gonna work. It's not gonna leak, and should work really well. So let's start getting these brakes bled out, and hopefully have some good brakes on this thing. So as you can see, this pad install is very simple. I actually think the Brembo pads may have a little less meat on them than these other pads that I had, because I don't know if you saw or not, but I didn't push the pistons back in, and these slid in a lot easier than those did. So got those back in there, put the wheel back on, then I got to jack the other side up and do those pads on the other side. Well, update, the brakes are still crap. So I'm thinking that I have another master cylinder issue. I did put this master cylinder on there new. The brake failure is on the passenger rear and the driver front, which is, those two are linked together and they feed off of one port on the master cylinder. Let me show you. So this port here, the one that I got this line coming up, I was doing some testing. So I hooked that line right up to my bottle here, pumped the pedal, and it's just continuous air coming through it, straight out of the master cylinder. This line from this port comes to here, okay? And then it splits off. This one is the driver front, and this one is the passenger rear. And then the front port right there, okay, it comes to here, and then passenger front, driver rear. Both of those are working, but we're getting fluid out of this. It's just aerated, terribly aerated. I'm sitting here pumping the pedal, and it's just constant air coming in this bottle. So this is an Integra GSR master cylinder. Should have no bearing on that, okay? But I think it's bad. This is a new master cylinder. I put this master cylinder on there probably a couple months ago. But it's just aerating. And if it's aerating, it's gonna have air in the system, therefore not gonna have good brakes. It's not aerating from here back, you know, it's aerating straight from the source. See, I got this line on here, and this thing right here holds it tight. Okay, so it's not getting air introduced into it right there. It's tight there, and it's constantly putting air in my bottle. So with that being said, I guess I'm gonna try to get another master cylinder hopefully tomorrow. And we'll just get it warrantied out, because I did buy it from the AutoZone, and like I said, I'm fairly certain I can get it warrantied and get another one. Just really sucks, because I'm tired of taking these daggum calipers on and off for the rear, because the only way to bleed rear disc on a CR-V is to pull them off, right, to where the bleeder screw is up, because when it's mounted on the vehicle, it's like this, okay, and the bleeder screw is down here somewhere. Yeah, anyway, the bleeder screw is at the bottom, and I've had people comment on my rear disc conversion video and be like, well, why don't you just flip them over? Well, that sounds great and wonderful, you know, switch sides and flip them over, but you can't do that simply because of the e-brake cable. The way the e-brake cable comes in here, if you flipped it over and put it on the opposite side, the e-brake cable would be on the bottom, and it won't work like that. So as it'll go like this, okay? So that's why we have to do that. So we flip it over, put a C-clamp on it to hold the piston from coming out, and then we bleed it. Simple as that. But I'm sick and tired of pulling them on and off. I've done it like 3 times tonight. And then I've pulled the front, you know, the wheels off and stuff, and bled those several times, and it's just, I keep getting air just on this passenger rear and the front driver. I'm gonna put the CR-V back together so I can get it out of my way and get this door closed. And then I'm gonna go in for the night. All right, so that last clip was filmed on Wednesday, and today is Saturday. And you can see it's already dark out, and I'm supposed to be in Gulfport in the morning at 9 o'clock. I did get the master cylinder. Oh, there's another car on the left too, and see the swap is out of it. CR-V got done and started working on this Accord. But anyways, so we did swap that master cylinder out, got it bled, and the brakes definitely feel better. It's still not 100%. I am going to get adjustable proportion valve and delete the existing proportion valve. And then I just switched the axle, took the AutoZone one back out because it kept popping out of the transmission. So I just took the original axle and put another boot on it, on the inner boot. And now we should be fine. I compared the two axles, the AutoZone axle compared to this axle, and it was just probably about a 1/4 inch shorter, but just that little bit of extra shortness made it to where it kept popping out of the transmission. That's obviously a no-go. So just got this one put in, and now I'm gonna put the wheel on, take it for a test drive, and then we're gonna go pack my bag, and I'm gonna try to leave out tonight to head to Gulfport. I haven't washed the CR-V, nothing, it's filthy. Inside's nasty. Kind of hate to go, but at the same time, like, I've already paid for my entry, and just not that type to like pay for something and not use it. You know what I mean? Even though sometimes maybe it's better. I don't know. Anyways, let's get this thing cleaned up and put together the rest of it and take it for a test drive and see what we got. Well, we got a little bit later start this morning than anticipated. I decided to come this morning rather than last night. Get some rest in my own bed, you know. But I'm about a mile from Mississippi currently, and then once we get into Mississippi, so I got about another 3 hours to go. And as of right now, I believe it's like 6:40. So should be there around 10 o'clock, so it'll be all right. I think the thing starts at 9, so rolling in an hour late ain't gonna hurt nothing. He's been cruising along, and should be entering Mississippi here in just a second. Welcome to Mississippi. So apparently the CR-V just hates 5th gear. You know, last January it broke 5th gear, and now it's broken 5th gear again. I was just cruising along and it just started free revving in 5th gear. It still shifts in. I can shift it in, no problem, but nothing. So still got 4th gear. So I'm just cruising along, getting passed by everybody. Didn't make it. I only have 1st and 2nd gear, and you hear she's not happy. So there's a gas station right up here. That's where we're trying to get to right now, just so I have food and drink. Probably gonna buy me a 6-pack and get drunk while I'm waiting on my buddy to come pick me up. It's all part of it though, right? At least I'm able to make it to a safe spot, and I have somebody that can come get me. So there's always things that could be worse. So I'm, have to be thankful for what is going right. I'm in a safe spot. I will have food and drink, and I got somebody coming to get me. Just wasted my my day though, and it's part of it. So I've been out here for, I don't know, 3 hours now or something, waiting on my ride to get here, and I set up the tent. Can't really see it, but I've set up the tent, and I'm just up here like napping and chilling out, just doing my thing. I just came down to check out the CR-V just now. Now look at all this fluid on the ground. This is all from the CR-V. This is the back, all right. All this, you can see fluid film. Fluid everywhere back here, and it's all transmission fluid from the front, but you see like it's all like on the wheels. So I think transmission is done, so See there where fluid has dripped all along through here where it came off the bottom of the truck. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna look for another transmission. I originally broke down about half a mile down the road, and I still have first and second gear, so I was able to limp it here, set up the tent, and just been hanging out waiting on my ride. But I did take the time to try to find a transmission. I think I found one. So hopefully once my ride gets here, this guy that I found has a transmission can actually meet me at Gulfport Dragway where I was originally headed, which is only like 20 minutes from here. So, you know, it says he has a all-wheel drive K-Series transmission. We'll be able to just throw that in there and get the Yeeter back on the road, as opposed to trying to figure out what I was broken in this transmission and get parts ordered and do all this crap that's going to take time and effort to put together, where I can just throw a known good one in there. It's actually a JDM transmission, the one he has. So I guess we're going to try that and see where we make it. But in the meantime, I'm just going to be hanging out in my tent until Cody gets here with the trailer, and just keeping you guys updated. Yeah. Look at the knight in shining armor.
You can call me Captain Save-A-Ho.
What's up, big dog?
Oh, you know, just doing it, cuh.
Appreciate you riding down, saving me.
Yeah.
We'll be able to drive it on there. We just gotta put the ramps down.
Drive it on there.
Yeah, to drive on there.
We're gonna ramp that bitch on there.
Well, we made it here briefly. You can see the CR-V right there. So we're gonna walk around, check out the show for a minute, and then the guy's supposed to be meeting me here to get a transmission. So yeah, just checking it out. Got a pretty good turnout out here. There's quite a few cars here. We got it here kind of late, so I'm sure some people have left prior to our arrival, but got to watch a little bit of drag racing. I think they're about to do a burnout contest. I'm just waiting on the guy to get here with my transmission, and then we're gonna hit the road back home too. So I was kind of planning to leave about this time of the day anyway, so the sooner the better, you know. So we made it back home last night, probably about 8 o'clock with the old Yeeter. And man, she's a wreck. I did meet up with Tristan over there at Gulfport, IFO, and I got the transmission from him. This is a JDM, I believe it's a JDM. It may be some other market, but it's definitely not from the US. It's a 6-speed K-series all-wheel drive transmission. Is original 6-speed RZF transmission. Pretty rare, hard to find, but he hit me up and said that he had a 6-speed transmission, and he was from Louisiana. So if you guys are in Louisiana, make sure you hit up Stoked Performance. Yeah, he does a lot of Acura and Honda stuff down there, and he hit me up anyway and said he had this transmission and said that he could meet me with it there at the raceway. So we agreed upon a price, and he drove from Louisiana all the way up to Gulfport, Mississippi to meet me and sell me this transmission. And it seems to be really nice. I have to do a little bit of wiring differences because it's got the speed sensor, the countershaft speed sensor, like the Elements do, to where mine has the rear one like the RSX, like this RSX Type S, which would be back here. And I really don't want to split this transmission and do modifications to make it to where I can run that. That's just not what I want to do. At least not at this point. I may change up my mind and decide to do something different, but right now I'm just wanting to be able to stick it in there and go. I was kind of skeptical when I first saw it because it's got some differences to where mine is more set up like the RSX style over here, and I don't know if you could tell the difference between that and this. It definitely looks different. So I was kind of skeptical about the mounting points. I knew the rear would be the same as mine, and then I was able to round up a transmission bracket here. This right here is an 8th Gen SI case. This is brackets off of 8th Gen SI as well. So you can see it fits on the transmission. Bam, fits on there perfect, right? Well, it also fits the RSX transmission perfect. All right, bam, done on there. So mine, again, is going to be set up just like the RSX transmission in my CR-V currently. So that means that since this fits perfect on here, that my mount that's currently on my CR-V will fit perfect on this transmission. So I am super duper happy with that, man. I was really wigging out there for a minute thinking I'd wasted money on buying this transmission. This will definitely be the most expensive part that I bought for my CR-V right here, but I've got a lot of stuff done on it, and people are like, oh, well, it's K-swapped, you must have so much money. No, you forget that I deal with Honda stuff all the time, and I've done a lot of bartering and that kind of stuff. So I don't have a ton of money invested in my CR-V. This one just kind of was the right place, the right time, and I had the money. So I was like, yeah, let's go full send and do the 6-speed. This one also has a much shorter final drive. So with it being 6-speed, yes, it's cool that it's 6-speed, but it has a shorter final drive, which is going to give us a slower like first gear. So it should be able to do better off-road, hopefully, while still maintaining the highway speed because it is a 6-speed. So it'd probably do about the same on the highway as the 5-speed did, but be able to be more capable off-road, at least in my theory. I don't know if that's true. I mean, we'll see. I have currently in the CR-V, I have a Clutch Masters FX400, and I'm probably going to take that out and order like an Exetti stock style clutch. I would like to boost the CR-V at some point, but just since I've had to come out of this money to buy this transmission and some other stuff, it's just not in the cards right now. I'm trying to buy a shop and stuff too, so I'll save the FX400 for the future, if in the event that I do boost the CR-Yeeter. But right now I think I'm just going to buy a stock clutch. It'd feel much easier, nicer to drive, and I think it'll do still okay off-road. So I got to get that clutch ordered, and then hopefully in the next couple weeks we'll be able to get the CR-V into the shop. I've got a cord still in there right now, if you saw earlier in this video, and got to get the transmission put in that, and hopefully going to pick up that transmission here in a bit. But yeah, super happy to have this transmission. And again, if you're in Louisiana, make sure you check out Stoked Performance. He's down there close to Baton Rouge. So, okay, and well, I guess we'll see you on the next video soon. I don't know if it'll be installing this or working on the green CR-V or what, but hopefully we'll be back pretty soon. We've got some parts to install on that green CR-V. So anyways, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.